So now what we're going to target in this video is we got the panels done. They're looking pretty good. They're ready to go in. Once we get the other stuff out of the way, because I don't want to ding these up while I'm putting the seats and the carpet in. The seats have been all cleaned up. I used that Tire Bright on them. And so this is where we left off. We have basically the driver's floor done. We're probably going to double up on the insulation on the transmission tunnel and also on the driver's side floor, because that's where the exhaust runs. And I have a gallon of Line-X Extreme Black that I'm going to coat the bed or the back of the vehicle in. That's only if it's still usable, because it's been sitting on the shelf for several years now. So if it's good, I mean, I won't have to buy anything, and we'll just put that on there and put it to use. I won't use the rubber granules because I don't need all that traction under the carpet, of course. But that's where we're at, and let's get busy. So, out in the bright sunny sunshine, we got this cleaned up. Still got some sand to blow out of there as it's drying. But this is, I'd already coated this in lizard skin, and it's the sound deadener. It's a latex based product, and it doesn't wear very well. I mean, just from me climbing around over the years, the few times that I've been in here, it's basically worn the texture off in many places, and it goes through the back too. So my plan is to go ahead and put the sound deadener and the carpet in the passenger compartment, but in the back I'm going to go scuff it up a little bit and put some probably some monster liner in there, and that way it'll protect that floor a little bit more from heavy objects being in it, etc. And that way I can protect it, and if I want to, I can roll the carpet back and use it as a truck bed. But I just wanted you to see that lizard skin may be a good product for cars, but definitely not a replacement for bed liner when it comes to trucks and stuff like that, because it's just not the same product. Alright, so we're going to start putting the butyl sound deadener in here, and basically I want to run up a little bit under the pedals there and take it to here, which is roughly 64 inches. So I marked 64 inches on my table to the edge. That way I can roll it out, pre-cut it, and I'll start pressing it on and you can watch. All right, so we are done with the boom mat or butyl sound deadening. Basically runs up underneath here a little bit. I did run into some problems. Apparently the lizard skin some time ago got some kind of contamination on it, some kind of oil. I tried to wipe it up real good with some alcohol, but the alcohol wasn't strong enough, and I didn't trust putting a lacquer thinner or something like that on it. That's where I used the paint-on adhesive. So I painted the adhesive on, let it tack up, and then everything stuck like it should. So I've got one layer under the seats. I got 2 layers under the exhaust, 2 layers on the tunnel. So that is good. I'll probably get another roll of butyl at $22 a roll, and I put 2 rolls on the floor here. That's $44, and another $22. That'll be $66 that I got tied up into this. And I know that boom mat is like crazy expensive. True, it may be better. I don't know. I've never been able to afford boom mat. So put down in your likes and comments your experience with boom mat, if it's any good. But next, we're going to be adding this material here. And I'm going to put a layer of this between the floor and the carpet. And I think that is going to be enough insulation to get things done that I need to get done. Well, we've got to the point where we're getting close to putting the carpet in. One thing I do want to do though is I am going to spray this area here with bedliner. And like I said, I have some liner extreme with the hardener and the reducer. So I'm going to put that together. I've also got the Schmutz blowgun that I bought when I laid down the lizard skin many years ago. So hopefully that's all working the way it's supposed to, and I'm not going to film the process because it's so long and boring. So I just wanted you guys to see what I'm doing. Then after that, we'll get busy on putting the carpet in and the seats, and maybe trying to hunt down some of those inner door panels. I have some metal ones. That's what I'd prefer to use. But if they're in too bad of shape, I've also got the cardboard carpet ones. Why in the world would the American automobile manufacturers make panels out of cardboard? I'll never know. I mean, when you compare those to Mercedes in the same time frame, Mercedes was using heat-formed wood as their panels. And when I was recycling the W124s, the old Mercedes 5-liter diesels, I could not sell interior parts because they were so good. Nobody needed them. However, on Jeep parts, every good Jeep interior part I get would sell in days because everybody needed them because they just fall apart from normal weathering. All right, so I'm going to put this away and blow this in here, and then I'll show you pictures when it's all cleaned up and looks good. All right, this is it. We got the bed liner in there, and we let it sit outside in the smoking, burning hot Florida heat to cook off all those VOCs that are trying to kill me. So we got that in there. We've got the sound deadener in the driver's area. This basically starts and stops in here. It's still a little bit tacky, but mostly dried up. And one thing that you got to note is this will all be covered. So the bed liner is good for toughening up the floor, and more importantly, it's a good sound insulator. So this went in pretty quick. I guess I had an hour and a half fussing with it. But like I said, it was bedliner that I already had from a previous project. I love this stuff because not only will it strengthen, like if you've got a semi-rusted floor or whatever, it will strengthen the floor. And if you have small pinholes or even small bolt holes, you can put tape underneath and then bedline over it, and it's good. It's good to go. I mean, it's a good product, and if the floor is not that bad that you need to cut it out and replace it, you can save a floor with some bedliner. Another thing to remember is they lie to you when they tell you that this is enough to take and do a whole pickup bed. They're telling you that it'll cover a pickup bed, but it won't be thick enough to do what you need it to do. So always buy twice what they recommend. Okay, so one heads up, this is descant beads. You can put those into a container such as this one to remove moisture, and this is after 1 day. It's already turned pink. It should be a dark purple, but you don't have to throw the beads away. This screws off, and you can cook in dry heat, not a microwave, dry heat. You can cook the moisture back out, and you can use it again. So get a package of desiccant beads, and then you can just keep reusing them. Regarding the Cherokee, the floor, we got all this in. I got some of my bump stop plates laying on there to help hold it down, because I put some stick on there, some of the paint on adhesive. Now, I'm not really impressed with this Speedway undercarpet. It basically is lint glued to a piece of aluminum foil. I mean, it comes apart really, really easily. I'm not saying that the other stuff out there is a lot better, but I mean, you can't even cut it with a razor without it bunching up and pulling like wet toilet paper. But that's what we have to work with. I've got these seat brackets pulled off. I'm redoing those, waiting for the paint to dry, and next we're going to lay the carpet in. Making progress. Auto Custom Carpets Inc. I'm really impressed. I didn't know I was getting so much. But it has the rear panels, it has the wheel well tubs, and it has 3 parts that actually have quality insulation, and it looks like it's all going to go together. I mean, should be able to just lay it in place, all except for the wheel well areas. So I'm going to go ahead and start the installation on that. I'm suspecting it's only going to take a few minutes. All right, so let me show you what we're doing. We're trimming the rear driver's side fender well pad, and there's a lot of extra on there, so you got to trim it to fit. So I'm going, basically I've got this trimmed. You take a little bit off at a time, check it, take a little more off, check it, and then we'll go ahead and glue it on to the fender well. So you have a lot extra, and if you cut it too short in some places, like in the rear, we have the, man, I don't know why the computer's doing that, or why GoPro is doing that. Man, look at that stuff. But it's Man, my screen on the rear view of my GoPro is going bonkers. But you have 3 layers. You've got the mid-layer carpet, the rear carpet that all kind of overlap this. So I think everything will be all right. Man, look at what kind of crazy stuff is going on here with this camera. All right, talk to you later. All right, let's take a look at where we're at. We got the side panels put on. Everything's been trimmed, with the exception of that little bit over there. We still got to put the door sills in. I believe there's a rear sill that we need to put in the back also to hold that carpet down at the tailgate. But get rid of that fan. Well, anyway, so the carpet's mostly done. I'm going to look for some panels here. I believe I've got them. Put these panels on, but I don't think I have the armrest for the front doors or for the rear compartment here. So we're gonna have to hunt some down. I've got an eye on a couple Cherokees about 2 hours away that are affordable parts vehicles. But let me show you something that I ran into that you will run into if you do this. And when it comes to drilling carpet, it is a mess. So let's see. Let me see. Let me show you. Okay, like these here. I had to drill these, and this is metal behind here. And this, when you drill, the drill bit will grab the fibers and basically unloop, unstring, and pull the carpet out. Okay, I was running into that problem quite a bit, and then I finally figured it out that if I use a soldering iron to burn the holes in there, because this is basically plastic, it's like rayon or something like that, polyester. So if I do that, it will, if I burn the hole first, it basically cauterizes the thread. That way the drill bit's a lot less likely to grab it and then pull the threads out. So I fought that a few times. It was an ugly mess, and now that I got it figured out, it's much easier. But if you notice on this video, this camera is freaking out. It's a GoPro 12 black, I believe, and it has been nothing but nightmares since I got it. I'm gonna finish this video and get it posted, because I've got about 30-40 minutes already in it, which is long enough. And then we'll move on to the next video, where I might go back to my old camera until I can get a replacement for this GoPro turd. And until then, we'll get something going, because I can use my old camera. Like I said, it's a big, bulky, 10-year-old video camera. Or not 10 years old, more like 5 or 6. But it made better videos than this thing. And this thing is heat sensitive and faults out and dies and doesn't let you know that it's dying. And so we're going to move on. I'll send this out to get repaired, because I got an extended warranty on it. But I'm happy with the way it's coming along, and maybe we'll be able to get some pictures of the door panels on before we close out this video. All right, one more thing when we finish this video here. If you look at this, I needed a shoulder bolt that had a 1/2-inch shoulder on it, so that I could use my 5/8 bushings, shifter bushings, or I should say just bushings. But I used those bushings on my twin stick shifter kit, so I wanted to use that, and this is the bolt that I also use. However, it was too long So what I did is I cut it down and I welded a 5/8, or I should say a 7/16 bolt head onto it. So this should be the right length. So let me go ahead and put it in there. I think this shifter looks pretty cool. It's the shifter for the M208. All right, so what we ended up with, we're going to put the bolt in. It's actually it's an 11/16. We'll thread that in. Previously, the bolt, the longer shoulder bolt, was sticking out and hitting the boot. I didn't want that because sooner or later it'd wear a hole in the boot. And so we cut that down, made it fit, and now it looks good. I mean, I really dig it, man. This is a pistol grip shifter. And I'm going to put, I'm going to have engraving done on it with the shift pattern, not because I have to, but because I think it will look cool. And basically you have 2-wheel high, 4-wheel high, neutral, and then 4 low. So I think it looks good. What do you guys think? I'm also going to probably put a set screw or just red Loctite on that so that the pistol grip stays in position.